For years, American car manufacturers couldn't build a truck that wasn't rough, noisy, or body on frame. Truck buyers, though, wanted comfort and refinement without losing utility, which seemed almost impossible at the time. But then in 2006, Honda did something no one saw coming. They built the Ridgeline, a pickup that works so well it's still winning awards nearly 20 years later. So how did the Ridgeline solve an almost impossible problem? This is a story. But picture this. You've been loyal to Honda for decades. Your Civic got you through college. Your Accord carried your family through the good times and the bad. But now you need a truck because you want something different. So you walk into a Ford dealership and stare at that massive F-150. You test drive it, but something feels wrong. This isn't the Honda reliability you've trusted for years. This is foreign territory. And here's what Honda discovered that'll shock you. 18% of their loyal customers wanted a pickup truck but refused to abandon the Honda family. They had garages full of Honda products, but when it came to trucks, they were forced to cheat on the brand they loved. So Honda wanted to do something about this, but they didn't want to build another cookie-cutter truck. So they made a decision that would either revolutionize the truck market or become their most expensive mistake. Because while Detroit was building bigger, louder, and more aggressive trucks, Honda was quietly developing something different. Honda's engineers asked a radical question. What if we threw out everything America thought it knew about pickup trucks? The result? The Honda Ridgeline. And it looked like nothing that had ever rolled off an American assembly line. Honda wasn't just trying to make an impression here. They were trying to make history. So instead of slapping a truck bed onto an existing platform, Honda created something that had never existed. A truck that combined the unibody stiffness of a car with the fully boxed rails of a traditional frame. This did something revolutionary. You now had a pickup that could work like a Ford, but handle like a Honda. So how did Honda get it done? Well, they took their bulletproof Pilot SUV and transformed it. The Ridgeline actually shares 79% of its parts with the Pilot SUV. The same bulletproof V6 engine, the same legendary transmission, the same obsessive attention to reliability that made Honda famous. And here's the most important thing. While other trucks were built to impress with massive size and towing capacity, the Ridgeline was built to last. It didn't try to pretend it could haul a house. This pickup wanted to haul your life's adventures for the next 200,000 miles. And then they added features that made other manufacturers scramble to their drawing boards. First, they created the world's first trunk in a pickup. While every other truck wasted the space under the bed, Honda built an 8.5 cubic foot lockable storage compartment, perfect for weekend bags and tools you didn't want stolen. Then there was the tailgate that worked two ways. You could drop it down like every other truck, or swing it open like a door for easier access. Because Honda asked, why should loading a truck be harder than it needs to be? So they gave it the deepest, flattest truck bed in its class. At 20.7 inches deep with minimal wheel well intrusions, it was perfect for a pallet or a pair of dirt bikes. While other trucks made you work around their limitations, the Ridgeline worked around your needs. But perhaps most revolutionary was the fully independent suspension. Every other pickup bounced like a covered wagon on bumps. But Honda's Ridgeline delivered car-like ride quality without sacrificing truck capability. Because Honda understood something Detroit had forgotten. Innovation isn't about doing things the way they've always been done. It's about doing them the way they should be done. So when buyers got their hands on the Ridgeline, the stopwatch didn't lie. 0 to 60 in 9.3 seconds, faster than most V6 competitors. 255 horsepower from Honda's VTEC V6 was more than enough for real-world needs. Its cargo capacity also outdid the Toyota Tacoma. So how did it handle? Well, the Ridgeline handled very well for a pickup. It delivered the comfort of a Honda with pickup capacity and convenience. This was massive. Honda had just proven that most Americans didn't need a truck that could tow a house. They needed a truck that could handle their actual lives. And finally, when Honda announced the Ridgeline's pricing, the industry held its breath. Base model, $28,000. Critics wasted no time pouncing. Who does Honda think they are to charge premium prices for an unproven truck? But Honda understood something the critics didn't. Americans were tired at this point. Tired of buying trucks that looked tough but broke down after the warranty expired. They were ready to pay more for a truck that would last longer. But here's the problem. American truck buyers took one look at it and said, what the hell is that thing? The Ridgeline launched strong, but then sales quickly dropped. By 2015, the Ridgeline was essentially discontinued, with only 520 units sold in the US. So what went wrong? Simple. It looked like nothing else on American roads. While American trucks looked like they meant business, the Ridgeline looked like, Well, like a minivan to hit the gym. But Honda didn't give up. In 2017, they answered the critics with the second generation ridgeline. And let me tell you, this is a completely different animal. Gone is that weird bloated SUV truck hybrid look, because Honda finally understood. If you want to play in the pickup game, you better look the part. So they gave it sharp aggressive lines that actually said truck instead of confused crossover. But here's where it gets interesting. While Honda was busy making it look tough on the outside, they kept all the brilliant engineering that made the original special. That dual action tailgate is still there. And that lockable truck built into the bed? Absolutely. Plus it kept that smooth car-like ride that doesn't beat you up on your daily commute. Because Honda realized something crucial. You don't have to choose between being smart and looking tough. So they made the bed bigger, over 5 inches wider, 4 inches longer. Now it's the only mid-sized truck that can actually carry a full 4x8 sheet of plywood flat between the wheel wells. But wait, there's more. Remember how the original couldn't tow worth a damn? Well, this one hauls 5,000 pounds without breaking a sweat. And because Honda's engineers are apparently wizards, they kept the fuel economy better than any V6 competitor. Your wallet will thank you every time you pass a gas station. And then something amazing happened. Sales climbed steadily over the years, but the real resurgence began post-2020, thanks in part to a more rugged redesign. The updated Ridgeline in 2021 had black fender flares, aggressive bronze wheels, and beefier tires that actually looked the part. And because Honda knows presentation matters, they redesigned the entire front end to look taller and more upright, anything to distance it from its SUV siblings. So here's the bottom line. This generation of Ridgeline was Honda's true redemption story. And yeah, the Ridgeline isn't America's most popular pickup truck, but it's something more valuable. It's America's most reliable pickup truck. Honda doesn't make millions of them because they need to. They sell every single one they build. And the reality is, you can buy the truck that everyone else buys, or you can buy the truck that Honda built. One for people who understand that the best truck isn't the biggest truck. It's the truck that's still running strong 18 years later. Those critics are probably eating their words right now, because Honda proved that innovation beats imitation every single time. Today, just look at any modern truck and you'll see Honda's influence everywhere. In-bed storage compartments are now industry standard. Multifunction tailgates have been copied by everyone. Car-like ride quality is the new benchmark. The Honda Ridgeline evolved the entire truck market, plain and simple.